United Mine Workers of America President John L. Lewis targeted Mingo County for organizing and membership, then started ramping up the membership drives. Mingo County was chosen because many of the politicians there were pro-union men, and the political structure was more independent than many of the surrounding counties that were under the strict coal company grip. Cabell Testerman, the mayor of Matewan, and his 27-year-old police chief, Sid Hatfield, were both supporters of the Union. With the help of Testerman and Hatfield, Union organizers were able to gain a foothold, and the organizing accelerated in Mingo County rapidly. Between 275 and 300 people joined during that time. The UMWA got a huge membership boost in Matewan in Mingo County, West Virginia on April the 22nd and April the 23rd of 1920. The Union began giving demands to the Burnwell Coal and Coke Company. The miners wanted the right to shop in non-company stores. They also wanted the armed mine guards to stop watching everything that they did. In response, the Burnwell Coal and Coke Company fired all of the now unionized mine workers. The company gave them 3 days to vacate all of the company-owned housing. The company would then hire private detectives and public law enforcement agents to ensure that the unions were kept out of their towns. The coal operators and their paid enforcers would use intimidation, harassment, beatings, murder, and espionage to drive home the point that the Union men would not be tolerated. Their most common practice to block the Unions from their coal towns were to fire all Union sympathizers, blacklist all of those known to be part of the Union, and evicting all Union members from their homes. Many times the miners would come against the Baldwin Felts Detective Agency when they were brought in to bust up coal mine strikes. On April 27, 1920, Baldwin Felts agent Albert C. Felts was arrested for illegally evicting miners of the Burnwell Coal and Coke Company as punishment for their Union activity. This action did not go over very well with either side, so Mingo County Sheriff G.T. Blankenship negotiated with each side to agree as long as only Mingo County officials enforced the eviction notices that the miners would be peaceful toward them and comply with the rules. During this time, the miners continued to join the UMWA. On May 6, 1920, the UMWA held a meeting that swelled to around 3,000 people from Matewan and the surrounding areas to air their grievances. Immediately after the strike was declared, all of the miners were evicted from their homes for joining the Union, and the companies refused to compromise. So in response, on May 17, 1920, the UMWA began setting up tent cities for their now homeless members and sympathizers in the area named Lick Creek. Along the Tug River, very quickly became a growing colony of unemployed, idle, angry, and homeless mass of miners. Even facing living in tents and being harassed, the numbers of those joining the Union continued to grow, with the numbers reaching close to 4,000 miners by early May. At the nearby Stone Mountain Coal Company, every single worker there had joined the UMWA and was therefore fired and evicted from their homes. Tensions in the Tug River Valley are now boiling over. Thousands of people are now being forced to live in tents in a small area. Conditions there are stable, but there are thousands of out-of-work men who are angry and with nothing else to do. The question as to who would have legal authority in the town of Matewan and who did not would also come into play as the Matewan massacre would take shape. In our next post, we will have the first shootout of the Matewan conflict that will forever be compared to the OK Corral and that would lead to outright war in the Appalachian Mountains.